After every series, you see Andy sitting with Patrick, and none of that's happening this year. Is EB calling the plays? The first possession that is scripted from the first play to the last drive gives great, then offense falls apart. Well, kind of what JP said earlier, there's a lot of issues going on right now. And because of that, Andy is not really sitting next to Mahomes like we're used to seeing. EB calling the plays, yes and no. I mean, JP can probably get a little bit more into that.
First 2 weeks, Andy was calling the plays. They were doing good. Andy scripted the plays. Andy called the plays. Week 3, Andy got sick. From week 3 until basically the Giants game, Andy was not calling plays. Andy was, if you look at the field, Andy wasn't doing much of anything. He was like an inanimate object out there. There was a reason for that. So everybody that's calling for his job, stop. He stopped calling plays. He turned it over and it didn't work out. Now he took over the play calling to some degree. He took over mostly in the first half of the Giants game. We did very well. Second half, he handed the play calling over and we went downhill. The offense did. This game, first half, we did very well for the most part. First quarter, play call got switched around a little bit, or who was calling the plays, and kind of went downhill. Second half, Andy started calling some more plays. Things picked up again, went back downhill. So it's kind of one of those things to where he's trying to be a respectful individual and in the same aspect, get his team back on track. But for the most part, right now, Andy is taking over. He's slowly transitioning back into taking over and calling all the plays. And he needs to, if that'll answer your question.
Good. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Good insight. The next question is from Johnny Ross. Where are our other wide receivers? Are they even running routes? Can't Mahoney hit Pringle on a quick slant or every so often? Where are the running backs at? Can we grind for a first down 3 or 4 times a game? Where are the turnovers at? Can we force a fumble? Well, other than looking at your question, we're going to start off with the other receivers obviously are there. They're still trying to get used to the system that's in place. I know it's frustrating. They're running routes. They're trying to figure it out still. Mahomes, when it comes to hitting Pringle on a slant, I haven't seen him really run a lot of slants until it came from the RPO. I don't really think they're going to be running many of that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Johnny. That's a good insight. They should be running some slants, especially if you're gonna have a cornerback 10 yards off of you. You should do those, in my opinion. They're gonna obviously they can get some first downs. And look, there was no turnovers. He got interceptions. So I think after all, there were some issues on offense, but overall, I mean, at least they didn't falter. We won a game. Was it pretty? No. 13-7. I would have not thought we would have won like that. I thought we were at least gonna score 25, but 13-7, a win's a win.
Yeah. I mean, it as far as the running backs are concerned, the running backs are there. They're out there. I mean, Darrell pounded the shit out of the ball today. We saw McKinnon out there. We saw 3 running backs out there tonight. So I don't know. We saw all of them running the ball. Darrell got a lot of first downs tonight. He did pretty well. I don't know. I have the numbers in front of me on how many he got, but he got a lot. And as far as our turnovers are concerned, there was a couple of just misses by Tyrann Mathieu tonight as far as turnovers are concerned.
He almost had a pick 6.
He did. And Snead did get a turnover. It's been a work in progress on the defense to get things back into that groove again. But I think they're finally figuring it out. Again, a couple of the cornerbacks are new or brought in, like Mike Hughes, which I think needs to be replaced. We don't have Breezy anymore. That's a huge hit. People don't realize what you have until it's gone. I knew that was going to be an issue, and I miss him tremendously. I've told him that. I actually told him that a couple of times that I miss him, and he's actually struggling a little bit in Minnesota because he's not used to that. They're trying to make him what he's not, and we need that kind of aggression. But in fact, in all fairness to Ward, he almost got an interception tonight.
Yeah, he almost did.
The one thing that I am frustrated with our defense, and I will give you guys this little insight. I see every other defense do this but us. We have not perfected how to punch the ball out. and I see a lot of defenses do this, and almost every defense. They are very good at wrapping someone up with one arm and punching the ball out with the other. We don't do that. That's frustrating to me. We need to start working on that technique. I don't know why we don't do it, but we don't. We have, we just don't. Our turnover ratio has gone down. But again, we do have some new players as well. So it is what it is. It'll just have to take some time, and we got some rookie guys on there that have really stepped up as well. So it just takes some time for them to acclimate.
I agree. The next one is from Derek Large. Do you think the third down throw can be a turning point for Mahomes for the rest of the year to give him some confidence? I agree. I think that will be some confidence, because that's the Mahomes of old, rolling out, finding his guy and making sure the pass went to him and we got the first down to win the game. I think this is a confidence booster for Mahomes. He was pumping up and down. He was happy. That was a win. That was a win for him, and I know he's gonna carry that to the rest of the season.
100%, man. I mean, that's what we are, a couple big plays away, and him, for himself and his confidence level, he's a couple of passes like that away from turning his whole season around and our whole season around. And the wide receiver tight end room is the same way. They're no different. They've all felt the pressure. Tyreek's dropped a few passes. Kelsey's dropped a few passes. He hasn't looked the same this year. Well, I can't say this year, but for the last couple of games, I should say. He's always phenomenal, no matter what. But he has dropped a couple. He's gotten this. You can see the frustration level in his face. Tyreek, he's dropped a couple. Harbin's dropped a couple. But it just takes a couple of plays to get their mindset back in, a couple confidence boosters. And that right there was Mahomes of old. And I think I put it out as a tweet. That's the Mahomes we're used to. That's who we know. And it just takes a couple of those to get him back into his groove. And once he gets back there, as long as he doesn't get a bunch of negative crap thrown in his face, he's just going to continue to thrive off that. And I think that's what he needs. He needs a couple more. You got 2 wins in a row. There's a positive. No turnovers, positive. No balls in the dirt, positive. A phenomenal pass to win the game, positive. Kelsey got a great catch in the middle of the field for a first down, positive. So all those things add up, and then all of a sudden you start coming out and you're playing like you used to play. That's what matters. So I think you're right. I think it will be a confidence booster moving forward.
I agree.
And we're playing LA next week, so
that's true. Raider week. Great times.
Yeah.
Last question is from Brenda Pomeroy. Why can't Spags see what we fans see about Sorensen? That's a good question, Brenda. Spags just gonna do what he wants in the day, it looks like. Unfortunately, as much as we want him to change, as JP said earlier, it looks like he's the person that the more people scream and holler, the more he wants to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of Spags' mindset. He's one of those guys that he likes Sorensen. He's a depth chart guy. He believes that depth charts like PFF to him, which means nothing to anyone else. But and he will be the guy that is stubborn as hell. And if the more you slam him or a player, the more he's going to push it to make him better. I guess I should put it that way, to try to prove his point, which is not doing the team any justice or anybody else for that matter. I mean, they've proven it 4 straight weeks in a row, but it is what it is. We did have another question. I don't know if you saw this. It says, this is from God's Great. Did you see this one?
No.
It says, why isn't the offense hanging out together anymore? Could it be Mahomes?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it says, why isn't did you see that?
No, I didn't see it under the
question
okay.
At all. Yeah, it says, why isn't the offense hanging out together anymore? Could it be Mahomes' girlfriend or brother? They're not family or best pals like years past. I don't know that they're not hanging out anymore together. I don't think that's even a problem or a question. I mean, I don't think that's in question. I think that, and I don't want to get into his personal situation with any of that. he does have a new baby. So that's going to take a lot of his time away from doing the things that he used to do, prior to being, just a guy with no kid. So that's going to take up a lot of time. But as far as his girlfriend and his brother are concerned, I don't want to get into that part of it. I would love to be able to, but I'm not gonna. That's something that he's gonna have to, if he ever wants to talk about that stuff, or if that's an issue, then he can bring that up on his own. But I think the baby part of it may be taking away from time that he's able to hang out with others. But it is what it is. He's a different cat when it comes to that stuff. So that's all I can really say about that one. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. That's all I can say really too.
Yeah. What do you think, man? I mean,
that's all I can really. I don't really know the situation. I can't really comment because it's not my life, so I really have nothing else to say.
Yeah. Derek, we did get a couple of DMs. It says, Darren Carter, longtime follower, listener. Where's the old Mahomes? He's still there. Darren, still there, buddy. Just got to bring him back out again.
Agreed.
What do you think, Caleb? You answer that one.
I mean, I think we answered that early in the show, but I think I know what it comes down to. That last throw was a huge momentum booster for Mahomes, and I think it's going to benefit them in the end. I really think it will, because the way it's looking now is they are figuring things out, but they got to figure it out a little bit quicker for the team's sake, because they need to start scoring more if they want to play against these more difficult teams. When we play against the Tom Brady Super Bowl, playing against the Rams, they like to score. So you have to build your team to be prepared. You need to prepare in order to be there in order to hit those points. Because if you can't score, but you have a defense, they can only do so much end of the day. We saw that with the Jacksonville Jaguars the year the Chiefs broke the Rams, the Jaguars twice. The defense can only do so much until the floodgates start opening.
Yeah. And then Nolan Rogers, last question. What is going on what's wrong with our offense? We've already went over it. No, and I know, you probably know you listen to the show, but I wanted to get to you anyway, buddy. It's just a combination of a few things that we've already talked about, man. And it's going to get worked out. It's just confidence and getting everybody coaching wise on the same page, and Andy taking his leap forward to do what he's doing. And I think that'll all work itself out. It's starting to now. So in my opinion, it's starting to. You're eliminating problems, right, Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you look at it, right?
I agree. They're eliminating issues. They have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're wasting a year of Mahomes' prime.
Yep. And they've already started that today. So, you eliminated 3 key issues that they had 3 weeks, 4 weeks prior, 5 weeks prior. So now we don't have to worry about it anymore. That part of it's gone. So now we can just move forward and hopefully improve on other areas that we need, that we're lacking. And I think that'll come next. So they're really going to want to prove something against the Raiders, especially against the Raiders. So in their house.
Yeah. They want to beat the Raiders.
They definitely want to beat the Raiders. So that's going to be it's going to be a fun game. And we're going to have a lot to say about that one. We're going to have a new article coming out, I'm sure. Probably have 3 before we get off this podcast with our we got a phenomenal writer, you guys. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm sure we seem like we get a lot of readers on with our new writer, and he's doing a great job. Keep an eye on his stuff, and check out our website, www.chiefsfocus.com, and follow us on Instagram. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out on that. Got a lot of cool stuff coming out everywhere. We're working our butts off, ain't we? We're just working our butts off to get this thing going.
A lot of work, but we're almost there.
Yeah.
Hopefully this week can get what we've been talking about.
Exactly. We're trying. So anyway, with that being said, man, you got anything else?
Oh, man, just thank you. Go ahead.
Code word for the extra. I forgot. I put out on the thing that they wanted to on Instagram, and I probably forgot to put it on the. I don't know if I did on the one on Twitter, but there is a code word if you want to get extra entries. What do you want to make that code word, dude?
Magic.
Mahomes
magic.
All right, Mahomes magic. All right. You want to make it just one, just magic, or do you want to make it both?
Both.
Both. Mahomes magic. So there's the code word for your extra entries. for the Tyreek Hill giveaway. We have an awesome